Hello and good afternoon. We are live here at the kitchen table in Haslingden, ready for Sunday service. Who's joining me? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. Give me a little like, give me a little love, give me a little share. It is Sunday the 16th of May. Hello Alison Fradgley. Hello Amy Apps. Hello Emma Noble. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching me from. It is 12 noon and I am here live for Sunday service. If you want to join me after Sunday service, I will be doing Ask Me Anything live on the gram. Aunty Nelly Uncensored. Good evening, Bronwyn Harrison, to you and Peter in that there Australia. Hello, Andrew Washington. Good morning, Nelly, says Charmaine. Hello. Nathan Bling Hall is also joined, as Natasha Phillips. Good afternoon, Natasha Flashdance in London. And good afternoon, Sharon Waddington. Hello, it is time for Sunday service, Liza in Harrogate. Oh, Bronwyn says, you are a sight for sore eyes. Oh, thank you very much. The sun is shining here slightly. So we'll see what it does. It is Mum's wedding anniversary today. So I have booked her and her husband a table. So I will be taking them out this afternoon and dropping them off. Hopefully they'll get a taxi back. Teresa from Tennessee, hello. Also, tomorrow is the day that I get my second vaccine. So I will be fully vaccinated. So exciting times really are ahead. Pam in Boston. Heidi says I look absolutely gorgeous. Well, you wouldn't have thought that an hour ago when I brushed my teeth and then did a cough and a sneeze, which I call a snuff, and toothpaste went all over my red dress, so I had to take it off and find something different to wear. I don't know why I was brushing my teeth after I got dressed, but Rosalia, hello in Italy, buongiorno. Okay, Melissa in Pennsylvania. So, if it's your first time to watch me live, what do we do on a Sunday service? My followers right into the page, and then the problems are filtered and I pick out the problems, so I don't know what we're going to read until we read it. So a problem shared is usually a problem solved, and any advice I give on today's show is purely for entertainment purposes. And can I also say that if anybody comments on your comments with prize, gift, giveaway, competition, it is a scam. Do not fall for it. So shall we get going? I think we should get going with the very first Sunday service. Let's go. Dear Aunty Nelly, anonymous please, and don't be worried because everything that comes into the page is anonymous. Okay, I do not want another 30-day ban. I really hope you can help me. Was in an unhealthy relationship for 5 years. And it was 5 years ago, and because of this I lost family and friends. Fortunately, I was able to move on from him and have now been single for a year and a half. My friends and some of my family have been extremely supportive, especially my mum. But my brother will not speak to me at all. Sorry about the noise in the background. My brother hasn't spoke to me for 4 years and I miss him so much. My mum has tried talking to him, but he's not interested. I'm finally getting my life back on track and getting my confidence back, but he still won't talk to me. What can I do? Thanks. Sometimes, this is advice that I give to people when they say, my friend's in a toxic relationship, my sister's in a toxic relationship, what can I do? How can I help them? They're not listening. And when somebody's in a toxic relationship, that can rub off on you because you feel absolutely helpless as a friend or a family member to see a loved one being treated like that. So So I will always advise for you to remove yourself from anything that's toxic, that's disturbing your peace. So maybe 4 years ago, your brother removed himself from your life because he felt helpless, he couldn't help you, and he didn't like seeing the relationship you was in. You're saying you've made leaps and bounds now, it's 1.5 years later, you're in a much better place and you miss your brother. Have you actually told him that? Have you actually been and knocked on his door and said to him, I can understand that it was difficult for you to see me in a relationship that made you feel helpless. I was in such a bad way, and you're right, I was being mistreated, I was being disrespected. And Shannon Purple Mosley, there's your shout out. I'm ever so sorry that you had to have those feelings of helplessness, but you're my brother, I'm in a much better place now, I miss you, and can we start again? Can we build a friendship and a relationship and see where we go from here? If it's not applicable for you to be able to knock on his door, write a letter, send a note. You know, don't get mum to do the job for you. You're a big girl, so you need to be approaching your brother the best way you can with that communication. But I think at the end of the day, you know, we've every right to remove ourselves from anybody in our life that is making us feel that we've not got peace at the end of the day, whether that be a brother, a sister, a neighbour, a friend, a work colleague. We don't want toxic behaviour around us. We don't want people in our lives where they're splitting up with a boyfriend every 3 weeks and you're telling them not to go back, and then they go back and you think, why'd you keep knocking on my door crying? I've told you what to do, Kerry Bow. So, I've not told Kerry Bow what to do, she wanted to shout out. So that's what I would do there. So small steps, and you've also got to accept and understand that he may not want a relationship with you again, because he may see you as a really weak individual, he may not understand toxic relationships, and he may not understand that that can happen. And you know, you've got to be ready for, if he does open up communication, that he may say, no, I'm sorry, it's too much water under the bridge, I tried to help you, you didn't want the help, felt rejected by you, I don't want to know. So there we go. The flowers, somebody's mentioned my flowers. Every 3 weeks I go and buy Colombian roses and put them next to my dad's picture. But Colombia have gone on strike, so there wasn't any Colombian roses. So I got Ecuadorian roses this time, and I think they're absolutely stunning. So I thought I'd show them on camera. I always get my flowers from Buds to Bloom in Haslingden. Emma, she's lovely. Dear Aunty Nelly, in October 2020, I got in a new relationship after being single for many years. Fast forward to December 2020 and I booked a holiday with my friends, as we do every year. Due to COVID, we decided to give our holiday a miss abroad, and we did a staycation. After booking the holiday, we informed family we were going, but my partner turned round and said, "You're not going." I wasn't allowed to go, and he will do whatever he can to make sure I never go on another girl's holiday. I'm at a loose end. I feel like I should go out, get out of this before it gets any worse. What do you recommend? On Christmas Day, he tried to tell me what to wear just so we could get some nice photos together. But I let it slide and went along with what he'd asked me to wear, but he never actually had any photos took anyway. My family don't like him, my friends don't like him, what do I do? You need to get yourself out of this controlling behaviour from your partner. It's destructive, it's toxic, and it's emotional abuse. If you going on holiday with the girls is him saying, no, you're not having a holiday with your friends, that is a massive red flag. He doesn't trust you. But the thing is, here at the end of the day, those are his issues, not yours, because you don't have to go on holiday with the girls to do something to not, to upset the relationship. Everybody's entitled to see the friends and have holidays away, or weekends away, or whatever it is. And why is he telling you what to wear? This, to me, are massive red flags. that these are signs of a coercive relationship. And it might only be now where he's saying, I'd prefer it if you didn't go away on your own. I'd prefer it if you wore this. Where does this stop? If you allow his behaviour to control you, he's going to end up controlling everything you do because you've allowed it to. I don't think you should be at a loose end at all. I think you should end the relationship now, because coercive behaviour is emotional abuse. But it will only happen if you allow it to. Now, at the end of the day, I'm thinking that your friends and family may not like him because they can see that he's controlling you. They may see that your attitude's changed. They may see the fun, bubbly girl that's gone into a shell a bit, that doesn't quite know if she's allowed to do something. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it's very controlling, and that's not a relationship I think you should sign up for. So take him to the kitchen table and just say to him, look, I will be going on holiday with girls this time, next time, and forever. And it really pissed me off. I don't mind getting dressed up on Christmas Day. It's nice to have a lovely family photo taken. But I know how to dress myself. I don't need you to tell me what to wear. I know what to wear. And you did all that, and then you didn't even want to be on any photos with me. So please, you will not be dictating my life any longer. I am a grown-ass adult, and I'll do as I please. And if you don't like it, there's the door. But I'm not even giving you an option. There is the door, and off you fuck through it. So, because you don't know if you allow this behaviour, where it's going to go to next. And I always say this, week in, week out, that we only have things happening to us that we allow to happen. So stop it now. Oh my God. Jesus. We've got War and Peace. Are you ready for me to do that quick scan thing? I look a bit yellow today. I've put bronzer on as well. Oh, hi, Aunty Nelly. I ended my relationship and filed for divorce due to my ex being unfaithful. We remain civil for the children. Okay. But we did agree not to date anybody either of us knew, out of respect. However, my ex-husband has been having play dates with one of my best friends who has children. This woman has been in our life over 11 years. She's been invited to all family events, including our children's birthdays, parties, christenings, blah, blah, fucking blah, 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 blah. Right, so he's been going to see a friend of 11 years who she's also separated, so that when he has his kids, he's doing daddy daycare. She's obviously still got her kids. All kids are playing together. Then child's gone and said to mummy, daddy goes to bed with a friend, blah, blah, blah. So I then said, I feel betrayed by both of them. Despite this, I put my feelings aside and allowed the children still to go to the house to see the dad and to see her. He said she's not his girlfriend and it's nothing to do with me, but I don't want to get into arguments. But my son came home very upset and withdrawn, saying that his girlfriend doesn't treat them fairly when they go there. If my children get into arguments with the other children, they get told off. The last time being where my ex actually got physical with my son, hurting him by grabbing him by the chest. Oh, he came home and told me I've tried to talk to his dad, but all I get is shouting, saying he'll do what he wants and he'll parent how he wants. So basically I have to just shut up and let him have his own way. I'd really love to have a bit of advice, please, thank you. I really couldn't give a fuck who is fucking now that you're getting divorced. That isn't the issue. The issue is that he has crossed the line. He has crossed the line with his discipline habits. I'm not going to be backwards in coming forward here, but I think you need to tell other people about what's happening here. It's not about him shagging your friend or your ex-friend. It's not about that. It's about the fact that his disciplining has crossed the line. That, to me, is abuse. And I would not be letting my son go anywhere where they are being grabbed by any fucker, regardless of who it is. You absolutely do not shut up, and you absolutely do make a statement, because abuse thrives on silence. Many people are experiencing experiencing what you describe and they don't know whether to come or go. They don't know what the right thing is. You know, this is going to wear you down and you're trying to keep everybody happy. But at the end of the day, there's a little boy here who may be absolutely petrified. You've got to tell your partner that his discipline has crossed the line into abuse and you don't feel comfortable. Your son needs a loving father who can support him as he goes through his life and not someone who makes him feel small and scared. Oh, things need to change here and they need to change immediately, and I don't know when you're 18, so please, don't fuck about, but get the help and support you need now. It may be really hard and you may have to make some choices that you're not comfortable with, but doesn't your children deserve something better than going seeing daddy, being scared or feeling like they can't do something because if they are to be punished they'll be grabbed? No, I'm sorry. Document it, get the help and support, make sure that you're telling family and friends as to why you don't feel comfortable that your children are going with your ex, and then if he's got a fucking problem, say, I'll see you in fucking court, flower, because your discipline has overstepped the mark and I'm not happy about it. So fuck who you want, see who you want, but if you want to see our son, you do it under my roof with me present, then I know that you ain't going to be grabbing nobody, because if you fucking grab my son again, I'll be grabbing your fucking skull off. See what you think about that. And if you don't like it, see you in court. So, we do need to discipline our children. Absolutely, we need to discipline our children so they know right from wrong. Absolutely. That's what we have to do as parents, as elders. We do need to tell children right from wrong. But grabbing a child by their chest so the child is scared, fuck off. Fuck off. I can't stand anything like that. So get the help and support that you need. Honestly, there's lots and lots of things out there that you can do. Stop the contact. The contact can be with you at your home, with you present, because you don't feel comfortable. And if he's got a problem, like I said, see him in court. Here's one for you, Nelly new. Oh, here we go. My in-laws, but I'm not married, really don't like me. They have been vile to me over the past 7 years. All because I shagged their son, who's now my ex. And I have faced it all with a smile and nod. At the age of 47, I couldn't give a flying fuck. Not me couldn't give a flying fuck, this person is 47. I've been married, I've been physically and emotionally abused during my life as a wife, and not much phases me. It is what it is. I shagged her brother and now we have a daughter, her niece, who she has never acknowledged. Ah, your ex-best friends. Right, okay. My partner is fabulous and has always been. I'm a good mum and good nanny to my grandchildren. I work 48 hours a week, not good enough for the in-laws though. They are like fucking woodpeckers. The ex-best friend got in touch with my ex-husband last year, trying to split us up. I thought, do I continue to not give a shit, or shall I tell her to do one? We've not spoken for 8 years. Right, I don't really understand how you've typed that or what you're actually saying, but are you saying like your in-laws don't like you and that's apparent because you've not been invited to like family do's, or they're shooting daggers at you? They've got the problem, haven't they? All you can do is build up your boundaries with your husband and your children, whether you're married or not. Make new friends, just do you. Enjoy yourself, get a hobby, get healthy, keep moving forward. I won't give a fuck about your ex-best friend. If she doesn't want to acknowledge your daughter as her niece, that's up to her. But I don't really know what you're asking me. You're asking me, should you not give a shit? Yeah, don't give a shit, just crack on in life. Be cordial with your in-laws, because, they're your in-laws, but you can't make folk like you in life. No matter how nice you are and how many hours you work and how good of a person you are, there are people out there that are just not going to like you. They just won't like you, no matter what. And that's fine, we can't like everybody. So yeah, just crack on with you do you. You do you. Problem. Here we go, problem, capital letters. Anonymous, please. I reconnected with a female friend I went to school with 5 years ago. We both left unhappy marriages. At the time, we were great support to each other and became really close. Since then, I found a new partner and settled down while she has jumped from men to men, making bad decisions. She was involved with one guy who was known for being domestically violent and had social services threatening to take her kids away. She carried on but got away with it as she lied to them. Now she's moved out of the family home, leaving all 5 kids to be looked after by their dad. I know she is now shacked up with a violent guy, but he's lying to us all about it. I feel so down and lack of energy. I am also fighting cancer. Do I walk away from the friendship and leave her to make her own mess? I am fed up with picking up the pieces and seeing her go down the same path. How much longer do I bang my head against a wall? Please will you help me? Okay, so boundaries here. That is your friend's life. It sounds to me like you've got more than enough on your fucking plate. You've got a husband, you've got kids, and you're fighting cancer. That is your priority. You to be healthy, to look after your family while they look after you. What your friend decides to do, jumping from dick to fucking dick, being in violent relationships, being with men that, are on registers, that's her fucking choice. None of this is to say that, when you are asked, you can't be honest with your opinion, especially, it seems as though, if your friend genuinely wants to know what you think. But I do think it's hugely important to uncouple your emotions here. The end result is your mate is going to do what she fucking wants. And you either say, look, are you really happy doing what you're doing? Because if you're happy, I'm happy for you. I wouldn't be happy doing it. But if that's what you want to do, Flower, you fucking crack on. But I'm busy at the minute. I'm going to have to hang up because I've got my chemo nurse ringing me. You do you concentrate on you. You might love your friend that much that you don't want her to make these bad decisions. You want to show her that there's better people out there, that she's worth more. But you can't build her up with her self-worth. You can't give her a self-esteem. You can't give her a self-confidence. And you can't tell her who she can and can't fucking say. She's a grown adult. So she may be making bad decisions and having time of her life while you're sat at home, not only fighting cancer, but then fighting with your emotions because you're upset about the decisions your mate's making. Leave her fucking to it. Get your boundaries in priority. She's your mate, but you don't control what she does, and she doesn't have to do as you say. So if she asks you anything, be honest about it, but crack on with your own life. Distance yourself from people who do not bring you peace. And that's once again me shouting about toxic relationships. Can be from anybody. It can be from your next door neighbour, a partner, a friend, your cousin, your auntie, your granddad. It can be anybody. Remove yourself from toxicity because it's not bringing you peace at the end of the day and you've enough on your plate. Okay, so is she happy? Next time she rings up and says, oh, this has happened, that's happened. Are you happy? Well, no. We'll do something about it then. All right. Well, yeah, I'm all right. Well, good for you, Flower, but I'm busy. See you later. Oh, fuck me. This says night time with Nelly, so not one. Right, well, we'll give it a go. My middle brother has always been the black sheep of the family. He went to prison for child neglect of all of his children. They were all taken into care and they've now been adopted. At the time of them going into care, she couldn't take the children. Right, now my brother is out of prison, he's trying to build bridges. My dad doesn't want to know, and neither does my grandmother. My mother is passed away. My older brother is willing to forgive and has tried to get me to forgive too. My problem is my dad has made his will and has cut my brother out of the will. So his house will be split between the two of us, me and my other brother, not the black sheep of the family brother. My older brother thinks this is wrong and he's trying to guilt me into saying that when dad goes, We should give him a share of what we get. I have said no and will follow what my dad wants. What do you think? Right, when people die and they've made a will and there's a reading of the will, then you've got to respect that person's decisions. If your brother feels so strongly about the black sheep brother not getting anything out of the inheritance, then tell him to crack on and fucking split it with him. But you're not willing to do that because you don't want your brother back in your life, you want to respect your dad's last wishes and your grandmother's, and you're not interested, but you have absolutely no problem with him splitting his half and giving it to the other brother, but you won't be doing the same because you're respecting your dad's last wishes and it doesn't sit right with you. That's it, that's the answer to the problem. You don't have to, but he can if he wants, that's up to him. Whatever he decides to do with the inheritance that's not yet come because your dad's not passed, it's up to him. He could go and piss it all up a wall. He could put it all on a bloody jackpot machine, a casino. He can do, that's his money then to do with as he pleases. But you don't have to do that, and he has no right in telling you what to do with your inheritance. You respect your dad's last wishes, and if he wants to give half of this to black sheep at family middle brother, tell him to crack on. Moving on. Dad's not even dead yet. Dear Aunty Nelly, I've been single almost 4 years since my fiance committed suicide. I hate when people say committed suicide because when we commit something, it usually ends up being a crime, doesn't it? So I don't like committed suicide. I prefer since my fiance's suicide. I swear that I don't want to be blah blah every time I get in well with someone. I think I may want them to go further and then I become distant and I lose them. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just feel that I want love and happiness, but I might not be ready. But I don't want to be alone. Do I tell them about my past, but I don't want them to feel sorry for me? And how do I fix myself enough to be loved at rock bottom right now? Whoa, right. So yeah. Until you work on yourself, you've had all the bereavement counselling that you need and you've looked at exactly who you are as a single person healed rather than a single person while you're still grieving, you're not going to recognise yourself. So you need to start recognising who you are as a single person that's healed. Now grief, you carry grief in your heart for the rest of your life. You just learn to cope with it. So who are you 4 years on? Are you ready for a relationship? Because to me it doesn't sound like you are because you're still at rock bottom. So you don't want to be introducing anybody into your life as a carer, a helper, someone who's going to be there while you're crying. You want to be at your best, as best as you can be when you're ready to start on that road. So we need a blank canvas. We don't want any baggage from past relationships. You're not ready. Get the bereavement counselling, should you be offered it. Join bereavement counselling groups online. And also look at yourself as a person now no longer with your fiance. Think about what you lost. Think about what was it about the relationship that made you want to get engaged to possibly marry. What are you looking for in the future? You know, and that's good to work on yourself. There's a magic about working on yourself and being single. And it's okay to meet a partner in the future and tell the partner that you're still in love with your fiance because he died. You didn't stop loving him, so they'll have to accept a part of that. And that's okay to be honest about that because that can happen in life. That does happen in life. But unfortunately, you're not ready at the moment because I think if you were to meet somebody at the moment, they wouldn't get past the first date maybe because you'd be talking about your ex and what happened. So I'm not saying hide what's happened or shun what's happened or don't mention it. I just think you'll be in a better place to explain it when you've worked on yourself. And being at rock bottom, as you've put in your message, is not a place that you feel emotionally intelligent in order to start a relationship with anybody. I hope that helps you and you get all the help and support you need. What's happened here? I need some advice but not sure. Last weekend my boyfriend, who's 34, damaged my car by kicking because he was angry with me because I needed to leave. He has a history of breaking property, especially mine, when he's angry at me, and I feel really conflicted about what to do. Run for the fucking hills, child! Run for the hills! After he calms down, he promises me he'll get help. This is my first real grown-up relationship. I'm 24 and he's 34. I really don't know how I'm supposed to handle this. It don't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. When somebody is kicking the shit out of your car, there's only a very, very, very limited window until they start kicking the fucking shit out of you. He does need to get that help with his abuse and with his violence. He needs to get that help, but you don't need to stick around. You absolutely don't need to stick around. This is not an adult relationship, and that's what you're saying. It's my first proper adult relationship. Is this normal? Absolutely not normal, no. The advice I'm going to give you and the outside perspective is, it doesn't matter if you ask him to repair the car, give him the invoice, to pay the bill, to repair the damage. You know, don't suck it up and cover the bill yourself. This is a man who is being violent and taking out his frustration and anger on property. When is it going to be you? When is it going to be you? Because if you're sat there saying to me, well, he's never done it to me, he has never yet done it to you. We only have things happen to us in our life that we allow. You are a 24-year-old girl. Your partner is 10 years older. If he is still doing things that are so disruptive and toxic, he's been doing it a long time, and he will continue to do that. You are no punch bag for no fucker, sweetheart. Get the fuck out of there. Start going out with girls of a weekend. Start having holidays away. Go and have a few different boyfriends. Enjoy yourself. Don't think this is an adult relationship. He has not done it yet. And please, I am not saying this because I can see the future. But if you allow him to be so violent and destructive, it'll only take that 1 minute where he's not rational, he hasn't got clarity, and he'll accidentally, because it's always an accident, kick you. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't put yourself in such a relationship. Remove yourself now. End of. Go to the police, report it as criminal damage, and fuck him off. Absolutely vile behaviour. Vile behaviour. Yeah, Rhonda says, get out now, yeah, run for the hills. Hi Nelly, it's been 3 weeks, alright, since I messaged you. And actually the same night I messaged you, I text my friend to say I'm bisexual. Okay. Since then I've told all my friends and some of my family. I'm even dating a girl and it's going really well. Yay! Well done. She turns me on when we kiss and I get butterflies when I think of her. Oh, that's really nice. However, oh, here we go. She's a lot bigger than I thought after her seeing all her pics. And I have a mental block about it. How do I get over it? We do get on so well, but basically, thanks for doing what you do, because if you didn't, I'd have never messaged a page and come out after 15 years. Okay, massive congratulations that you felt you had the courage to be able to be yourself. Brilliant. You're with a lovely young lady, you've been dating, you're having kisses, you've got butterflies in your tummy, things are going well. So what if she's just a little bit bigger than what you assumed she would be after looking at her profile pictures? Sexy does not have a size. You've got this thing in your head that she looks a certain way, and do you know what? What if she was in an accident tomorrow and ended up in a wheelchair? What if she lost her right arm in a machine at work? We fall in love with the person, with the soul. It's nice that people look nice and there's attraction. And I'm sure that her weight it'd be something that you'd be concerned about if she was putting on load of weight and you were concerned about her health, but not of how she is as a person. Whether she's a size 2 or a size 32, she's still going to be that person. Sexy doesn't have a fucking size. I want people to start falling in love with the people, with the soul, not with a hair colour, not with an eye colour, not with a fucking tits and legs and arse. You know, that's not what's important. Have they got a good heart? Because if they've got a good heart today, they'll always have a good heart. You know, looks fade. Looks fade. I mean, look at us all in lockdown. How much did our looks fade? Fuck me. You know, I want you to really ask yourself, why? Why are you bothered about her weight? Why is it bothering you? Is she sitting on your face and fracturing your skull? Are you having to pay for full Tesco shop? Why are you fucking bothered? Fall in love with the person, because that person will never change, but looks do. Looks do. It happens to us all. Age is a privilege denied to many, so hopefully we'll all age and get to 103, you know, and have our wrinkles and laughter lines and grey hair and, you know, tits on low beam and saggy bellies and wrinkles and all sorts. But please, I want people. There has to be an instant attraction. I'm not stupid. I get that. You look at somebody and think, oh, he's a bit of all right. Or you look and think, well, not my type. I get that. But you need to fall in love with the person. And if you're kissing and liking it and getting butterflies, I think that's fucking halfway there, flower. You can meet somebody, they can be absolutely fit as fuck, kiss them. It'd be like kissing a fucking dead wet fish. And your fanny don't flutter. If anything, it fucking dries up. So I think you're halfway there, but try and see the person and not the size. Once you start falling in love with people, you don't love them anymore for the looks, or you love them for the person that they are. Am I right? I think I'm right. Okie dokie. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have been with my partner for 14 years. And despite a year apart and rekindling our relationship, I'm still so unhappy. But I'm scared to leave as he is a very angry person. And I know from past experiences, when I have said I'm leaving, he threatened suicide. And I couldn't live with myself if he did something stupid. Please help. Well, yeah, that's a bit of a fucking shitter. But once again, isn't that controlling behaviour? Isn't that somebody just wanting you to stay because they know that you're staying? Because if they say I'm going to commit suicide, that's why you're staying. So has he not got a hold over you there? Is that not once again coercive behaviour? I don't want any fucker to commit suicide, I really don't. And I think if I went up to heaven and said, did you mean it? They'd probably say, no, I didn't mean it. And, you know, I wish I could come back and, you know, this too shall pass and, you know, tomorrow's a new day. Suicide is, it's horrific. To actually play the suicide card is a way of controlling somebody to be with somebody. So are you with your partner because you love him and you see this relationship going places, or are you with him because you feel that if I'm not with him, then he's going to commit suicide? His life on God's green earth is not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility. And as brutal as that fucking sounds, it isn't. And if you feel that you want to end the relationship, you end the relationship by also telling him that I don't want to end the relationship because I'm frightened of you committing suicide, but committing. See, it's in our brain, isn't it? It's a habit that we say. I need to get out the habit of saying committing. I don't want to end this relationship because I'm afraid that you may take your own life, but at the same time, while I'm with you and you're threatening suicide, I'm taking my own happiness away and I need to be happy. So this relationship has got to end. What you decide to do with your life, whether you decide to take your own life or continue with life, is your responsibility. I am not responsible for what you decide to do with your life. However, now that I am ending the relationship and walking away, I am also going to phone your doctors and phone the police and phone the crisis team and tell them that that is something that you've threatened, and then leave it to the professionals, because a psychiatric nurse and a professional, I am not. And that's all you can do. And I know that you're going to feel guilty, you're going to feel upset, God forbid he actually does it, but it's not your responsibility. If he decides that's what he wants to do, that's his responsibility, it's not yours. You've got to be responsible for your own love, for your own self-care, for your own happiness. You are responsible for that. That's your responsibility. It's fuck all to do with anybody else. It's finding happiness within ourselves is not about when we buy a Mercedes, when we get our 4-bedroom house, when our kids have moved out and gone to university, when it's going to be summer, when we go to Turkey next year, when Sunday comes round because it's my birthday. I don't know what else to say. Finding happiness is not things. Finding happiness is something that you are in complete control of now, right now, the minute now, 16th of May, 12:41, 2021, now. You're not going to be happy with a new car, with a new house, with a new job, with more money. You're not. Happiness needs to happen now, and the only person responsible for that is you, because it's your life. You won't be happier by having a partner, getting married, getting engaged, having kids. You've got to find it now, and then you've got to live your life with that happiness. Tomorrow is promised to no fucker, regardless of your status. Nobody knows if we're going to be here tomorrow. So find the happiness now. Walk away from relationships that no longer serve us. Happiness is free if you are willing to accept it. You matter. Your own self-worth, you matter. And it's your responsibility to look after you. Nobody else can do it. Men can't walk in this house looking like Tom Hardy and make me happy. No, be very fucking nice, but it's not going to bring happiness. So what he decides to do with his life is his responsibility. You can rid your guilt by telling the crisis team, telling his friends and family and saying, look, I've quit him. He said if I ever quit him, he may take his own life. There you go, he's yours now, but I've got to go because I might not be here tomorrow. So the last day on God's green earth, I want to try and find a bit of happiness. Leave it at that. I hope that makes sense and it doesn't sound too black and white or cut and dry, but the amount of people I hear saying, oh, well, yeah, things will be all right because in a few years, we'll be able to move out of here. And no, we might not have a few years. All we ever think is we've got time, and do you know what? You haven't. You might not have time. We all think we've got time. The only time is fucking now. That's it. I might drop down dead and now we heart attack. Who fucking knows? That is the only time you've got right now. Because as the minutes tick and the seconds tick and life does go on, you might not be around for it. So find that happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness. And that's been Sunday service, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Give me a shout out, says Anne-Marie Fruin. Yeah, I'm Vicky Mackenzie, thank you very much. If you have watched it today, you've enjoyed it, please give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. Any advice I've given on today's live has been purely for entertainment purposes. And if anybody comments on your comments with gift, giveaway, prize, winner, it's a scam, don't fall for it. Hopefully I'll see you in the week with some new reviews, but failing that, Wednesday night time with Nelly, 9 o'clock, in the room where no action happens, but I've got a very special guest. I have got a very, very special guest on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock with Night Time with Nelly. I bet you can guess who it is, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. So, whatever you do with today, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from, find your happy. It is your responsibility. If you do one thing today, one thing, I know it's the day rest, but give yourself a job and find your happy. Find your happy. Don't let me down. See you all soon.